Yo, isn't it kind of crazy how like AI vocals are everywhere now? Like your favorite artist might be AI, that viral TikTok track you were listening to could be AI, and like nobody's even talking about the real implications of that. I spent weeks testing every major AI vocal tool on the market, and what I found kind of changes everything about how I think about vocal production. Okay, so here's what's happening in the industry right now, right? Producers are pumping out tracks with AI vocals faster than ever. Platforms like Suno, Udio, and dozens of others are making it stupid easy. But like nobody's asking the important questions, like who owns these vocals and what happens when you blow up with an AI voice? Like, can you even monetize this stuff legally? And real talk, I've been building beats for years. I have a lot with no samples and no copyrights issues at all. That's just like my personal approach. Sometimes I like using beats with samples and sometimes I don't. Seeing AI vocals take over, I'm like really trying to investigate this, see what's going on, because if you're building your brand on somebody else's technology, you don't really own anything. And you know, that's why I'm a little wary when I use sample packs sometimes as well. But yeah, different tools, same problem, I guess. By the end of this video, I want you to know which AI tools you can use commercially, the copyright traps that could destroy your career, and I'll also give you a method that gives you real ownership. And yeah, I think the music industry is going to have a massive reckoning. And this isn't a theory. Like, I tested everything, mostly Suno, but like, yeah, I got the answers. Suno gives you the answers. Okay, so number one, we got to take a look at the licensing situation. And I started with the obvious question, like, can you use this stuff commercially? And I tested some platforms, I took a look, and here's what I found. Suno and Udio both claim that you own the output, and that sounds great. The problem is that their training for their AIs include copyrighted music, and several lawsuits have already been filed by record labels. So even if you don't get sued, like, they could disappear overnight, and your catalog with those vocals could disappear as well. Some other tools here, Splice AI vocals, I guess they have those in there, and there's a commercial license included as well. The catch is you're paying monthly for those licenses, and if you stop paying for your Splice subscription, you lose access to regenerate or modify anything. Vocal Flex and Voice AI, which I just, took a glance at. Personal use only unless you upgrade. Pro licenses cost $50 to $200 a month per project, which is crazy. Do the math on that, somebody, like if you're releasing weekly, because that's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Those guys need a different game plan. I'm not gonna hold you. That does not seem like a good long-term strategy. Anyways, finding number two, the quality versus authenticity trade-off. I tested the tools with the same lyrics, same production, same mix chain. The vocals sounded fine and sometimes even good. But here's what nobody tells you is that they all have like the same like weird artifacts, breathy transitions, unnatural sibilants, and very robotic vibrato. And if somebody's ears are like well trained, they hear it immediately. Artists can definitely hear it. Label executives can hear it. You might fool the guys on TikTok, but you're not going to fool the pros. And by the way, maybe you don't want to fool the pros. I'm not even really here to make a judgment or a statement on like AI as a whole for vocals. Like, really, I'm just trying to give you guys the information, and you guys can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, right. The next one is the copyright situation, which is like, this is really why I've been advocating for just abolishing copyright straight up, but nobody like fucks with that idea. So anyways, yeah, this is the big one. Major labels are suing AI companies right now. Sony, Universal, Warner, they're all suing, and they're all claiming that these tools were trained on their copyrighted recordings. And the scary part is, if the labels win, like every track using these vocals could be pulled retroactively. So your streams will be deleted, your YouTube videos will get the copyright strikes. Oh Lord, if you make custom beats, bro, like then they're gonna want refunds. Like if you're making custom beats with like AI vocals or some shit, oh my god, bro, like your pockets are gonna get run for a refund, man. And if you get custom beats from me, I'm never gonna do that because it's too much. It's way too crazy, bro. Yeah. Okay, so the next one, economic reality. Let's talk the money, because that's what really matters. So it is kind of expensive. Not like, if you compare the pricing to like VSTs and shit like that, like it's not that expensive, like in comparison to like buying contact or something like that, but you still have to pay your $20 to $50 a month, and maybe additionally more. And you also have to pay for the credits to generate vocals and stuff like that as well. And we're on shaky ground right now with commercial usage. I'm telling you, like it may not play out the way that we think it will, and that's pretty concerning too. Right now I'm like pretty like on the side of staying away from this kind of stuff, at least for commercial usage, because I've messed with AI vocals for sure for just tracks that I'm cooking up. Anyways, yeah, but I mean, total cost seems pretty decent. $30 to $80 for an AI vocal, not bad. Session vocalists cost a lot more, you know, so if you're really trying to save some bread and you need a vocalist, like, yeah, maybe it's a good idea, get the commercial rights and drop the track. But also, like, the initial cost will be higher for a vocalist, but at the very least, like, if you pay them like a session vocalist, you'll own the track completely, and you won't have dependency on a corporate overlord, and you won't be uncertain about the licensing situation, and they're not going to be bleeding you dry every month for a subscription, which I think is like a pretty good amount of pros right there just for working with a real person, I think. Plus that person gets paid and they can finance their operations as well. I do have like another alternative that might work out better. So after all this testing, I found an approach that makes a little bit of sense, using voice conversion with your own vocals. And here's how that works, right? You record the vocal yourself, not perfectly, and then you use the AI to enhance your voice instead of replacing it. You can use tools like RVC, which is retrieval-based voice conversation, and train it on your own voice. Or you can hire a vocalist and train it on their voice with their permission. Please make sure you get their permission. And there you will have AI enhanced vocals with clear ownership and no copyright ambiguity, as well as no platform dependency and no licensing nightmares. But yeah, like a lot of this stuff is kind of crazy to me, which is why sometimes I do really just prefer to make my beats with Pure Sense, Operator, Wavetable, Sublab, Serum. Analog Lab, of course, is like my favorite VST, where I just build from the sounds and own everything. I feel like, you know, as I've been starting to get more musical and start using less samples and just creating my own samples, my music has also gotten a lot better, and I feel like it's also a lot easier to express yourself when you're able to play out these different chord progressions and melodies and stuff like that. So yeah, like, just give that some thought too as well. Like I said, I'm not here to make a statement or call on like sampling or anything like that. Like, I think people should be free to make music as they want. I'm just relaying the information over here, and you can do what you want with it. I find it very interesting that the music industry is kind of moving slower than technology is right now, but in a way it kind of always has been, and it's kind of annoying because we're like not able to really deal with the situation as quickly as we should be. Right now, distributors are accepting AI vocal tracks, and some of them aren't flagging them, and sync libraries aren't really asking questions about them either, but hopefully this is going to change a lot faster. You know, YouTube just announced AI content detection. I see Spotify updating their terms, and I see major labels building detection algorithms. So, you know, 6 months from now, the landscape might look completely different. And if those lawsuits work out, producers who build their brands on AI vocals are going to be cooked. Like, real shit. You're gonna be super fucking cooked, dude. You better hope that Suno wins the fucking lawsuit. I don't think they'll win. Like, and honestly, like, I hate these record labels so much. Like, I'd really prefer if Suno won this shit, like, on some real shit. But like, dude. Anyways, I got some advice for anybody who's just like using AI vocals and stuff right now. If you're using AI vocals right now, make sure you're checking your licensing terms. Make sure you download and back up everything you created. Maybe consider transitioning to content that you own and not building your brand on borrowed technology. But I'm not your mother. I don't care what you do. If you're considering AI vocals, make sure you test it with your own vocals. Make sure you're budgeting properly, vocal sessions. Make sure you're building relationships with actual vocalists. Think long term. This is like very generic advice, but like if you're gonna do it, like, take this advice. And if you want a competitive advantage, like, learn proper vocal production, invest in vocal recording equipment, build a network of real vocalists, and then create original content that you fully own. It's a higher time investment and upfront, but those returns, like, if you're in this for the long run, those returns will compound for the rest of your life. Listen, I understand more than anybody, recording vocals is a pain in the ass, and like, yeah, like, clicking generate is like a million times better. And trust me, like, I've literally run my own vocals through Suno to just see what it would sound like, and it is like pretty enticing. But I think for now I'm just gonna back off that, like, almost entirely. And yeah, like, yes, finding vocalists takes time. Learning vocal production is a slow process to master. The path of mastery is what leads to long-term sustainability and income. So I think, yeah, maybe worth my time, maybe not. And yeah, also AI vocals obviously not going away, but I think the way we use them is going to have to change a lot. And I think producers who win in the end are always going to be the ones who own their IP and the ones who are not dependent on platforms that might disappear anytime. To me, this isn't about being pro or anti-AI. Like, I literally use AI in a lot of my operations, including scripting this video, because I'm really bad at writing. So I have nothing against AI. This is about smart business decisions and building systems that you control, owning content that you create, and not letting platforms own your career. And this is the same energy I bring to everything, okay? Long-term strategy over short-term hacks, always. Anyways, if this little investigation, as I'm calling it, helped you avoid a mistake or just gave you some more food for thought, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment. Let me know if you use AI vocals and if you're concerned about it. I would love to hear from anybody using AI in their music right now, because I'm still pretty neutral on it. I think it has its purposes, but yeah, aside from that, stay blessed. Have a good one, guys.